Everyone, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel, to my little piece of YouTube, and we mostly speak about INFJ stuff on this channel. So if you guys enjoy it, stay and listen to all the other videos I've done. If you don't enjoy it, go away and find someone else. In this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about how INFJs usually end up being leaders even though we don't like being leaders. So we end up leading people even though we don't want to lead people, even though we don't want to be in the spotlight. We end up taking the reins because a lot of times we look around at things around us and we think to ourselves, God, I could do this so much better. So in a lot of cases, I'll be sitting around and I'll be like watching people doing their thing and I'll be thinking to myself, wow. First of all, I think this a lot, that people are stupid. Not even just the fact that they have no common sense. And I'm not saying this to be rude or to be mean. This is just what I think on a daily basis. I look around me and I look at what people are doing and I think to myself, oh my God, there are a lot of stupid people on this planet. A lot of stupid people on this planet. Well, I mean, that makes sense, right? Because if you have a lot of smart people, you have to have a lot of stupid people to balance it out. But also because our brains work so fast, we see other people and we're like, okay, why are you moving so slowly? What's going on with you? Are you stupid? So yeah, of course, I'll sit around and think, there's a lot of stupid people on this planet, but also there's a lot of stupid leaders on this planet. I'm surrounded right now by a lot of great leaders, thankfully, in my life. I'm meeting a lot of people who are really good at leading, who are teaching me a lot. But in the past, I've had this thought to myself where I'm thinking to myself, wow, you have no idea how to lead people. I can't believe you got this position. Not only people in my own life, but people that I observe on television, leaders that are doing an absolute slapshot job of being a leader. They have no idea how to lead people, but they're still taking the reins on just because they're an extrovert or whatever it might be, right? So a lot of times we'll be just sitting around doing our own thing and we're minding our own business, and all of a sudden we'll see people being stupid around us. We'll be sitting in a meeting and everyone is doing their thing, talking nonsense. And we'll take it and we'll take it and we'll take it and we'll think to ourselves, don't say anything, Shikha, don't say anything. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. I'll close my eyes and I'll be like, please, 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 just don't say anything. Just let them keep on going. You can get out of this meeting soon and then you can get back to work. Don't say anything. Of course, as is the case with us, with INFJs in general, we have a hard time being silent when we see something really randomly stupid going on around us, or if there's something unfair going on around us, we can't sit still, right? So when we see this happening, we think to ourselves, okay, keep quiet, don't say anything, keep quiet, don't say anything. But then eventually we will say something, and we'll say something of such high value, so poignant, and so observant of the world around us that the people will just look at us in awe, and we'll just want to shrivel up and die. And then, as it happens every single time with me, they will be like, you should be the leader of this group. Or you should take on this project on yourself. Or how about you do this whole thing and we will just sit around and watch you do it, kind of thing. In a lot of group projects at school or university, I was usually the one who ended up doing all the work, and most of the other people in my group just sat around and watched while I did the work or took the credit for it while I did the work, yeah? Eventually I learned not to do that, but a lot of times I was like, ugh, I could just do it so much better. So let me just do it and, let me just take it on, kind of thing, right? So a lot of times, as I said, we don't like being in the spotlight. I've said this before in a previous video, we don't like being in the spotlight. It's just not something we are conducive to. We really get ashamed and we become really shy. We also don't think that we are worthy of the spotlight. So that's another thing related to our shame and related to our thinking that we're not good enough, right? So that's fine. We don't think we're worthy of it, all right. But interestingly enough, as soon as we do come into any situation, we naturally take on the leadership role. This naturally comes to us. And if it does come to us, we will avoid it as much as possible, right? Like I will avoid leadership positions like the plague, because I know if I do take it on, I have to do a good job with it. If I do take it on, I'm going to do the best job possible. If I do take it on, I'm going to give it my all. If I do anything, I'm going to give it my all. So if I'm going to take on a leadership position, I'm going to take it on so much, so well, so fully, that, it'll take up my entire existence. I'll spend a lot of time on it, I'll spend a lot of energy on it, I'll make sure everyone in my team is happy, I'll make sure I remember all the birthdays of everyone on my team, and I'll make sure everyone is working to their fullest potential, they're doing everything that they want to do, blah, 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 blah. I mean, there's so much involved with it, right? And so in my head, I always think, oh, right, so maybe I shouldn't be a leader, because again, if I become one, it takes a lot of my energy and time up, and that's one of the reasons I don't like being a leader, is because, wow, it takes up a lot of my time, yeah? It's just so exhausting. It's so exhausting because not only are you taking on the emotions of everyone, you're taking on taking on the feelings, emotions, being empathic that way, but also you're worried about your team all the time. If I am on a team, I'm always concerned about them. I'm always worried about them. Are you doing all right? Are you enjoying the work? Do you like what you do? Do you want more of it? Do you want less of it? What do you want to do? Blah, blah, blah. So it's constantly on my mind, and I feel tired because of it, right? But as I said, we naturally are put into positions of power. Well, I wouldn't say positions of power, but positions of leadership. Because leadership and power, to me, powerful positions have a very different connotation. In my opinion, a lot of good leaders are silent leaders in the fact that they let their team members, or whatever you want to call it, their group, do their own thing, and then they bring out the best in them so that they can just take a step back and their team can do what they're here to do, kind of thing, right? But people in power, positions of power, I feel like they always want to be in the spotlight. So everything is about them. It's not about the team anymore. It's about that person in power. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Anyways, it's a little bit of an aside. But so that's why I think, in my opinion, in my head, why INFJs don't like being in positions of power, these positions of leadership, is because we want to be a silent leader. We want to be an invisible leader. We want to empower the people on our team and let them do the best of what they're here to do. We want to give them the ability to be their perfect person, perfect team member. We want to give them the skills and the talents and the abilities to do that. We are just going to be in the background. If you need us, we're here, but mostly you won't, because we've given you the autonomy to go ahead and do what you want to do, right? So you go ahead, you do what you want to do, and I'll be here on the sidelines, just being your support system. So if you have any questions, I'll be here for you. If you don't need me, just do your thing. That's how we imagine leadership to be, right? Because most people are very competent on their own. They don't need us to micromanage them. But different leaders might think differently. Some of the leaders might think, okay, maybe I need to micromanage people because they're stupid, or maybe they're unmotivated, or because they're children, blah, blah, right? So that's the thing, what I think, why we always get put into leadership powers, or that's how it usually happens. It's not a good thing, it's not a nice thing for us. It's not something that's conducive to our staying balanced or being in balance, unfortunately. Every single time I've gone into a position of leadership, it's always been very tiring for me, very exhausting, emotionally, physically, mentally. And so I try to usually, as I said, avoid positions of power or leadership, because I just want to stay away from that stuff. But interestingly enough, a lot of times whenever I go anywhere new or when I try something new, people will talk to me and they'll attribute some sort of power to me. They'll attribute some sort of leadership role to me, even if it's an invisible role, for some reason. I have no idea why. I think it's an INFJ thing. We come across as competent, we come across as knowing it all, kind of. And we also come across as being very strong physically and mentally, especially mentally. And that's what a leader, in a lot of people's opinion, is all about, They want someone who's mentally strong, who can deal with all the other different people, and who are empathic, and who are kind of an extrovert, because we can pretend to be an extrovert as well, right? So that is my opinion on the matter. That's how I think of it. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear what you guys think of leadership and how you guys take on leadership positions. And do you normally get attributed to these leadership positions? And do you normally say to yourself, damn, I should have kept quiet, I shouldn't have said anything? I'd love to hear from you guys. I know a couple of you mentioned this already, that you have the same experience as me. So I'd love to hear from the rest of you guys. And again, if you guys have any questions at all, or if you guys have any feedback on these videos, or if you guys have any future video suggestions, let me know. Again, my name is Shikha, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.